Hey friend, welcome back to the Special Kind of Motherhood podcast. Have you ever wondered if 5 minutes can really make a difference in your health? Spoiler alert, it can. In today's episode, we're discussing how small 5-minute actions can help you to overcome procrastination, build momentum, and to feel empowered, even whenever you're juggling all of the things. So, what's one small action that you can commit to today that could start shifting your health habits? Let's get started to find out. Hey friend, welcome to the Special Kind of Motherhood podcast. If you're a busy mom looking for easy ways to live healthier, feel better, and take care of your family, you're in the right place. We are here to make healthy living easy so you can feel your best while caring for those you love the most. Let's dive in. Today we're going to talk about why 5 minutes of action can make such a difference. And the first thing is, action is going to get you moving. Now, as busy moms, we all know what it's like to feel stuck. You've got 1,000 things on your plate, and the idea of making time for your health might feel really overwhelming. You might think, I'll get to it once I have more time or once I feel more motivated. But the thing is, motivation doesn't always show up first. It's actually action that gets the ball rolling. Think about it. Whenever you're feeling sluggish or unmotivated, the hardest part is really just getting started. But if you can carve out 5 minutes, yes, just 5 minutes, it is a small enough step in the right direction that it doesn't feel really intimidating. Maybe it's doing 5 minutes of stretching. Maybe it's walking around your house for 5 minutes. Maybe it's getting up and spending 5 minutes doing some kind of meal prep, anything like that. Maybe it's getting a glass of water, or even just taking 5 minutes to have maybe some deep breathing, or to really take some time for prayer, anything like that that's going to improve your health. And once you get started, you might just find that that motivation is there to keep going a little bit further. But even if it's not, you've still made progress at the end of those 5 minutes. The second thing is that small actions are the antidote to procrastination. Let's be real. If you're like me, you struggle with procrastination. It is just a thing that can be really, really tempting to fall back into, a habit that's very tempting to fall back into. Especially whenever you're a mom, I feel like there's so many different things that we can juggle, and a lot of things we just don't feel like doing, so it's easy to just put them off. We can talk ourselves out of doing something by thinking, I just don't have the time, it won't make a difference, I don't have enough time to finish the whole thing, or to do it consistently enough, or to do it the right way, so I just won't do it at all. But small actions like doing a quick walk around the house or around the block or prepping a healthy snack, they're little victories, and those victories can snowball into bigger changes over time. Maybe you've decided that you want to read one page of a book that you've been meaning to get to, or you want to do 5 minutes of body weight exercises while your kids are playing in the living room with you. What starts as a tiny step can often lead to more, and before you know it, you've built some really good momentum, and you found yourself doing more than you originally thought that you would. And trust me, it really does feel so good whenever we can look back and say, even if it was just 5 minutes today, I made some kind of progress towards my health goals. All right, the next thing is action is empowering. Here's something that I really want you to remember. When you take action, no matter how small, you feel better. When you feel like you've done something positive for yourself, you feel like you're taking care of yourself, even if it's just for 5 minutes, it's going to help you to really feel like you've invested in yourself and you're moving in the right direction. For example, maybe you just go to bed 5 minutes earlier tonight to try to improve your sleep. Or you squeeze in 5 minutes of prayer or writing in a gratitude journal like we talked about last week after your kids go to bed. That little action can make you feel really proud of yourself. It's real. You can prove that it happened. And then the next time you're thinking about your health, you'll have this sense of accomplishment that says, hey, I've been doing this and I'm moving in the right direction, which really just helps to motivate us to keep on with those positive actions that we've already established. Okay, so another thing is that action is evidence. So when you take action, you get feedback. Maybe you notice that after those 5 minutes of stretching, you feel less stiff or more relaxed. Maybe after a healthy snack, you feel more energized. Maybe it's after you've had a glass of water, you have more mental clarity. I know an example for me is I have a vibration plate, and if I go spend 5 or 10 minutes on it, my body just feels so much looser, just better. I have more mental clarity, less brain fog. So even just taking 5 minutes on the vibration plate really makes a huge impact and does give me that feedback and just further motivates me to want to do that the next day. So I want to add too that these little moments are just evidence that's going to help you to see what works and what doesn't work for you. And they can also help you to realize that even these small actions can make a difference in your day and in how you feel. This isn't about perfection, though. It's just about making small steps and progressing towards your health goals. Every time you take action, no matter how small, you're moving closer to that goal of how you want to take care of your body. You are proving to yourself that you're capable of taking care of you, even in the midst of everything else. And let's be honest, the good thing is about action is that motivation is really, really unreliable. So if we don't have to rely on motivation, we can just rely on consistently taking 5 minutes of action. It's going to get us further in the long run. Some days you just feel like you have all of the energy in the world, and other days, not so much. And that's normal. We all have those ebbs and flows with our energy level, and we all have just ebbs and flows with our schedule as well. Motivation isn't something that you can always depend on, but the great news is you really don't have to wait for it. When you focus on creating simple habits, routines, and systems to get yourself moving, you don't need to rely on motivation. You have a plan, and even when motivation dips, you still have a way to take action. And again, when we're looking at just 5 minutes, it feels so less intimidating and so doable that we are much more likely to actually follow through with that action. So think about it. Instead of waiting for the motivation to get a workout in or meal prep for the week, you could set a timer for 5 minutes and just start. The more you practice these tiny actions, the easier it is going to become. And then that motivation will come later on as you've been consistently completing these actions. Okay, so I want to wrap up with a little action challenge. I want you to pick one small action today that you can do, even if you're busy. It could be anything. Taking 5 minutes to stretch, drinking a glass of water, sitting quietly, and doing deep breathing. You could even just sit quietly for 5 minutes and think about what you're thankful for, gather your thoughts. Start somewhere. 5 minutes doesn't feel like a lot, but really you would be amazed by how quickly that can add up. The key here is to remember that small steps do lead to big progress over time. Every tiny action, no matter how small it seems at the time, is moving us forward. So take action, no matter how small it is, and then trust that the motivation is going to follow. All right, that's all for today, friends. I hope that you have found this helpful and that you are feeling inspired to take a small action today for yourself. If you have enjoyed this episode, please be sure to share it with a friend who could use a little boost in motivation or who is on a health journey themselves as well. I would really appreciate that. And also, come share with us in our free Facebook community what it is that your one action is going to be today. You can find all of that linked below in the show notes, and also you can find it at bit.ly/motherhoodcommunity. Until next time, remember, small actions are going to be the key to big changes. You've got this. I hope you have a wonderful week. I'll see you back next time.
Hey Mama, I hope you enjoyed today's episode. If so, would you take 30 seconds to share this with a friend who is wanting to live more holistically without the overwhelm? Also, don't forget to head over to Apple Podcasts to leave me a review. It blesses and encourages me to know that this show is helping you. All right, friends, it's time for me to go work in the garden and make some homemade bone broth. I will see you back next week.